What I find most humbling about the men and women who serve us is that they chose to live this life of sacrifice. They chose to be ambassadors of America's moral principles, even in places where those principles are often met with violent hatred. And I know this because I've met them. I've met them throughout the world, from the mountains of Afghanistan to the Sea of Japan to the demilitarized zone in Korea, and even closer to home, I've met them at the USS Iwo Jima in Mayport, to the F-35 Flight Training Center at Eglin. I've visited them on their ships, at their headquarters, in their mess halls, at Southern Command and Central Command and Special Operations Command that call Florida home. And I've heard their stories, but most important, we've also heard their concerns. And so while they're spread across the globe defending our freedom, our first job is to ensure that they have the best training and equipment to meet the challenges they face while deployed, which is why I'm so concerned about the continuing impact that sequestration is having on our military readiness. We've always made our men and women in uniform a promise: we will never put them in a fair fight. They will always be better trained, better armed, with better intelligence and better information than their enemy. And that is a promise that if we ever fail to keep, the world will be less safe and less stable, and so will the Americans that serve us. Throughout our history, they have given us everything. When they return home, they deserve the same from us. Paying lip service to veterans is always in vogue, but the true measure of public service on this issue, quite frankly on any issue, is the willingness to make tough decisions and endorse bold reforms. Nothing less will suffice. Nothing less will honor our veterans.
26 VA hospitals nationwide officially under investigation
for sick vets and other problems at VA hospitals.
So that a week from now and a month from now, when the results of that investigation come to his desk and that of the secretary, they can discipline and or fire the people who have not done their jobs and have put our veterans in harm's way.
If VA officials are not doing their jobs, and if they are deliberately trying to conceal how poorly they are doing their jobs, they should be fired.
Give the secretary the power to fire employees underneath him that are not doing their jobs, so that they know that they're being held accountable. That's all I'm asking here.
If we had done that, it would have gone straight to the president. Bernie Sanders, on behalf of the Democrats, stood up and objected to. A significant amount of my constituent casework are complaints about the VA.
And above all else, be proud of the work you are tasked with carrying out. I second that sentiment, because our children and grandchildren will stand on the shoulders of our generation. They will live in the world we leave behind, the same way we live in the world that was left for us.
Being deployed during Arab Spring, I saw the places a politician's decisions could send you. I served in the United States Navy as a corpsman with 2nd Medical Battalion in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
My family knows what oppression is. That's why I served.
And the best way I knew how was to become a soldier myself.
I served in the 2nd and 9th Infantry Division in Korea. That was just north of the Imjim River on the DMZ.
I served because I love my country and I wanted to defend the principles.
For freedom, because America is the greatest nation.
I support Marco Rubio because
he will make sure that the veterans are cared for.
Its meaning is not a relic of the past. It doesn't just belong to the greatest generation. It belongs to all of us. It was America's solemn call to action, not for a generation, but for all time. A powerful reminder of our duty to our nation, to each other, to our children, and to an afflicted man.
My name is Benjamin Keim. I'm an Army veteran. I served in Afghanistan with units from the 3rd and 7th Special Forces groups.
Operation Iraqi Freedom. My parents fled the communist countries from which they came, and my father served in the U.S. Army. My family knows what oppression is. That's why I served.
I served because I love my country and I wanted to defend the principles this country was founded on.
We cannot continue on the path of socialism that we are currently on.
I support Marco Rubio because he is what the American dream is about, and he will not divide our nation. He will unite it. I am proud of my service. We are veterans, and we approve this message.